Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Education with KRCHE, which is Kasturi Ram College of Higher Education, affiliated from Guru Gobind Singh Entrepreneurship University, Delhi. First of all, thank you so much for being here in the mission where we want to educate with you some few very good and important points from that particular subject. And today we are going to discuss about entrepreneurship development, which is from BBA and BCom. The code number of these subjects are BBA 307 and BCom 303. What we are going to discuss today are the two topics, which is quite important from the perspective of the syllabus as well as the perspective of an entrepreneur who actually want to start something of their own in coming futures. See, coming era is going to be ruled by entrepreneurs. It is going to be ruled by entrepreneurs. Look at the developed nations, any developed nations. You will be finding that there is the ocean of entrepreneurs. Ocean. You can find so many ideas. You can find so many creative and brilliant ideas which are actually ruling their economy today. And second one, what will be running as intellectual property law. Yeah. So let me introduce myself to all of you. Hi, this is Assistant Professor Vikas from Department of Commerce and Management. If you have any kind of query related to the knowledge shared in this particular video or anything you want to discuss, you have the Gmail ID right now. Now let's start. When we talk about entrepreneurship, so in previous class I had talked about what is actually an entrepreneurship. That will be the additional knowledge which you have gained. And even today we are going to read this particular slide first of all, and the slide is of this is nothing but how to create an idea to the opportunity. You have the idea. You can have the idea whenever, wherever you want to. See, we all had seen that white hat junior ad, right? In that particular ad, Kapil Dev, yeah, whatever I'm talking about, Kapil Dev stage, that Kapil Dev have discussed the when I won the World Cup, my age was certain like childish age, right? What he wanted to tell us, yeah, what company wanted to tell us, the child brain, the childish brain is the most creative brain in this entire world, because they don't limit, they don't restrict, they don't change their ideas, they are just open. And an idea come to anyone. Like, let's suppose if I'm having an idea, how can I use that particular idea in coming in the shape of entrepreneurship and in shape of opportunity? So we have to travel the way from idea to opportunity, and that opportunity will be taken by entrepreneurship. From idea to opportunity, and that opportunity will be taken to as entrepreneurship, that opportunity. So there are a few stages, right? These are the slides you have: idea stage, concept stage, product development, test marketing, and product launch stage. These are the stages where you want actually you want to take that idea into the opportunity wala phase. Let's discuss the first point. The first point is idea stage. You must need an idea. Okay, I'm not going to say you should be having that brilliant out of the box idea. It can be the repetitive idea as well. जरूरी नहीं है कि you are just going to bring up something new. As I told you in the previous class, we have four types of entrepreneurs: innovative, who bring something new to the market; imitator, who just copy someone idea which is already successful and they implement into the new market; third one Fabian; and fourth one drone. But they all are entrepreneurs, old school entrepreneurs who doesn't adapt changes and all. They all are the entrepreneurs. So what these stages means? The stages means you have to pass these stages whether you are innovative and imitator. So it's not necessary to bring up the brand new idea to the market. It is not necessary. No. You can have the idea from someone else's pocket and you have to put it into your pocket. That's it. Just like the money which you picked up, and that's it. That's it. It's as simple as this. But bringing up that idea to the opportunity phase and then using it as an entrepreneurship thing, that is the challenge. This is where this knowledge will cover the gap. So When we talk about idea stage, so idea, it means where you have to come up with the idea. That's it. It could be like only one people, it could be like only two, three, few people. And my personal favorite are two. First one, it should be your idea. That's it. Your idea. That's it. Second one is the best idea. Though it's not my favorite, but the best way to produce ideas. Brainstorming. You all know brainstorming. What is the brainstorming, right? If you don't, listen it carefully. Imagine yourself. You are organizing a party, right? Only you, yes, only you are organizing a party. That's it. Very simple. You are organizing a party, and you want to, invite 50 guests, but somehow you thought कि okay किसी और से भी discuss कर लेते हैं. You invited a few friends, 1 2 3 4 5. Then you all are sitting on a table and discussing कि और सब क्या चीजें की जा सकती है. This entire process is known as brainstorming. Brainstorming मतलब brainstorming अपने दिमाग में आंधी ले आओ. Normally यही होता है ना, kind of ये है कि अपने discussion में आंधी ले आओ. You should have a few people who will be discussing these points with you, so that you can bring up the best possible idea for anything you want to make successful. In this case, the particular case we talk about, the birthday party, reception party, whatever the party, right? So this is nothing but the idea stage. You have to filter your idea so many times कि अच्छा ये है, okay ये है, फिर ये है, फिर ये है. तो but you have to filter your ideas. And with this, the second stage comes, concept stage. Now you can have these stages के definitions अलग अलग. You can have, but the baseline is the same, and I'm talking about that baseline of these concepts. It could be foreign authors, yeah, Indian authors, या फिर we can say any author has their own definition of these stages. Mine can have two. Mine can differ too. It's not कि they are wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. The base is always the same. The base, A for apple, A for aeroplane, हमेशा यही रहेगा. It's not going to change. So the base will be the same for all the concept. So the concept stage, what this stage says, you have to bring that idea somewhere in concrete, whether it's on paper, whether it's on PPTs, whether it's on PDF, so that you can discuss, brainstorm the ideas. इसमें आपने idea born कर दिया. Now you have the idea. Now you should have that concept stage वाला phase जहाँ पे you are actually going to discuss with people, a few people actually, not hundreds of people, few people. Okay, this is my idea. Tell me how do you think this will work. This is the concept stage where you actually are working for that particular thing to bring it on a paper. If you cannot write any idea on the paper, you are not ready to launch your product. Mark my words. If you are not ready, if you are not ready with idea on the paper, if you cannot write your idea on the paper, on the PDF sheets, on the presentation sheets, you are not going to launch your product. If you do so, you will fail. That's the experience says of many people. You should have proper knowledge. You should have proper ready concept for that particular idea. Okay, I have talked about ideas, so many things. So what we are actually learning in this slide is how to bring up that idea to the opportunity stage. The product launch stage will be the opportunity. So concept stage पे what you have to do, you just have to take a piece of paper, you have to write कि इसमें ये भी किया जा सकता है, ये भी किया जा सकता है. These are the concepts, right? And the third one is product development. Now here the expertise comes in a particular thing. You can have these prior two stages, idea and concept is from any one of your friends, your family, your teacher, your professor, who can you want to. You can discuss with them. But when it comes to the product development stage, it requires some amount of expenditure. You have to develop your product. Okay, this is quite childish. Ki you will be thinking, market to ready nahi hai, why we should invest into a product? Mark my words. Product development will bring up so many filtration into your ideas. They will force you to change your ideas according to the market, according to the need of market. Whenever you are going to learn commerce, whenever you are going to learn business, whenever you are going to learn entrepreneurship, it will not be complete without the study of the market. So product development is nothing but developing the product. It could be website, it could be an app, it could be anything, but it requires product development. It requires product development. Actually, if you will not be able to develop your product, what are you going to say? What are you going to launch? Right? After developing the product, let's suppose I'm talking about these three stages. Idea stage, I got an idea कि anything, let's suppose the online marketing, right? ऑनलाइन मार्केटिंग का आइडिया आता है कि वी विल बी सेलिंग ऑनलाइन प्रोडक्ट्स, जो अमेजोन फ्लिपकार्ट ने किया, बिल्कुल सही बात है, बट टेक इट फ्रॉम 2000 1999 2000, उस टाइम पे आइडिया वाज द फ्रेश, बट उस टाइम पे आइडिया आया, वी हैव डिस्कस्ड कि कैसे किया जाए, कैसे किया जाए, कैसे किया जाए, सम मस्ट हैव सेड ओके डू दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग, एक लोकल मार्केट से शुरू करते हैं, तो ये ब्रेनस्टॉर्म हो रहा था आइडिया। नाउ आफ्टर दैट कॉन्सेप्ट स्टेज पे ओके ठीक है, एक हम मार्केट से शुरू करेंगे, तो मार्केट शुरू करने के लिए मार्केट चाहिए, वी हैव टू राइट इट डाउन कि हमें कैसे क्या करना है, कैसे क्या करना है, दैट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट स्टेज। नाउ प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट स्टेज इज developing the website, क्योंकि in this case the particular product which I am going to launch into the market is nothing but the website. If I'm going to launch in the market, let's suppose a wristwatch, so I must have that idea, must have that ready in the PPT form, then कम से कम 5 घड़ियां तो बनाऊंगा so that I can show it to people, right? The next stage is test marketing stage. Now this is what पूरे 3 को क्रक्स करके कुछ लोगों तक देना। लेट्स सपोज कि पायलट टेस्टिंग, व्हाट वी कॉल इट अबाउट, pilot testing is something which whenever you are ready with something, you just give it a try, a simple try with a few people, let's suppose 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, whosoever they want to, right? So I had uh, cross through a photo which says कि if you are not going to test your product with 100 people at least, your product will have some defaults, क्योंकि 100 people means 100 minds, 100 minds means 100 needs, and when you are targeting a big chunk of customers, you should be ready with every particular mind and every particular need, right? Amazon is required for everyone, it is made by the professionals so that every particular person could use it in the best possible way, in the best efficient way, right? So test marketing stage is nothing but you have to choose that product and give it to the certain amount of people so that they can use it and they can give you feedback. Trust me, don't give to your friends because they won't give to you the real feedback. They will be saying अरे तुमने बनाया अच्छा ही होगा. Don't give it to your family. Give this product to them जो इस product की value समझे, and they will understand your hard work which you are going to infuse into it, right? So last product is, that's it. If you have passed through all these 4 stages, just launch your product. That's it. And when will be the funding required? That depends upon idea to idea. That's why I haven't discussed it कि पैसा कब चाहिए होगा. It will be like कुछ ideas से paper से ही हम website develop करेंगे and we will launching, but still these ideas, these stages should be there. They should be there. Okay. So I hope this slide is clear to all of you, and let's move to the next slide. And if you have any kind of doubt, you have my email ID, right? Now the first topic which we have to discuss today, apart from that idea to opportunity thing, is types of business enterprises, or we can say forms of business enterprises. There are only 3 types of business enterprises: private, public, and joint sector. That's it. Private, public, and joint sector business enterprises. Private, public, and joint sector. That's it. See, they are very easy, and the name itself suggests that what is the private sector enterprise. You are reading exactly the point: owned and controlled by private individuals. If you are going to own something, if you are going to control something, that particular something will be termed as private sector enterprise. If I am going to start a particular company, if I want कि उस कंपनी का पूरा कंट्रोल मेरे पास रहे, उस कंपनी में पूरी इन्वेस्टमेंट मैंने की है, so that particular thing will be called as private sector enterprise. So private sector enterprise is nothing, simply one which is owned and controlled by the private individuals. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 50, but that should be the private. Government will not interfere into that particular thing. It won't, it cannot, because that will change the definition. So what are the types and in which form private enterprises can be formed? You have these terms, and you must have went through these terms, across through these terms so many times. The first one is sole proprietorship. In normal layman's we can say सिर्फ एक आदमी ही करता धरता है, that's it, right? Sole proprietorship means, sole means single, proprietorship means ownership. When one has the ownership of that particular product, only one person, that's it, only one person. It could be male, female, whatsoever, but that should be only one. That is sole proprietorship. So what is sole proprietorship? Sole proprietorship something when some company or some organization or only one organization is controlled and owned by only one person. That is sole proprietorship. Clear? Second point is partnership. Okay, सिंपल सी बात है, एक काम को अगर एक कंपनी को एक फर्म को आप चला रहे हो, दैट इज सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप. इफ यू आर आस्किंग योर फ्रेंड टू एंटर एंड जॉइन हैंड्स, दैट विल बी पार्टनरशिप. So what is partnership? When two, okay, partnership की definition is very simple. When we talk about partnership, it is nothing but the relationship between two individuals, at least two individuals. I should rectify myself. At least two individuals. Relationship between two individuals किसी भी पर्टिकुलर चीज के लिए इज अ पार्टनरशिप. किसी भी पर्टिकुलर चीज के लिए, सपोज मी एंड माय फ्रेंड आर ट्राइंग टू गो टू एट सम ट्रेकिंग. आई विल बी सेइंग कि ठीक है, दैट इज गुड, सो लेट्स फॉर्म अ पार्टनरशिप and we go to the trekking. This is the relationship, not the partnership. This is the relationship, not the partnership. When in this relationship money gets involved and we will get something in return in the form of money, that is partnership. Mark my words, I'm telling you again, listen to me carefully. If we two friends are trying to go for the trekking and we both join hands, that is partnership, not relationship. Yeah, that is relationship. और अगर इसी में थोड़ा सा ऐड कर देते हैं कि ठीक है, ओके, वी विल बी फॉर्मिंग कि हम वहां जाएंगे, अपनी किसी मार्केटिंग करके आ जाएंगे. लेट्स सपोज आई ओन अ यूट्यूब चैनल. लेट्स सपोज दिस इज अ यूट्यूब चैनल. मी एंड माय फ्रेंड आर गोइंग टू द ट्रेकिंग. हमने कहा ठीक है, वहां जाके हम ये चैनलाइज करके आ जाएंगे, थोड़ा एडवर्टीजमेंट करके आ जाएंगे और थोड़ा बहुत पैसा कमा के आ जाएंगे. देन इट विल बी द पार्टनरशिप, जहां पे मॉनेटरी टर्म्स, इकोनॉमिक बेनिफिट्स एंटर कर जाते हैं इनटू अ रिलेशनशिप. दैट बिकम्स अ पार्टनरशिप. पिताजी और बेटे या बेटी, रिलेशनशिप है, but when they form a company, when they form a firm, that becomes a partnership. So I hope that is the clear thing कि कैसे होता है. And partnership के बारे में बहुत सारी चीजें which is related to the accounts. I mean it contains entire the topic and entire book on this thing only. But still we are going to learn कि what is partnership. So partnership is nothing but the relationship between two or more people to carry out any business activities on the behalf of one या one behalf of all. लास्ट लाइन मैंने क्या बोली, ध्यान से सुनना. ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ वन या फिर वन बिहाफ ऑफ ऑल. या तो सारे मिलकर किसी एक को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे होंगे या फिर कोई एक सबको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा होगा. ये पॉसिबल है पार्टनरशिप में. कैरी आउट द बिजनेस ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ वन या फिर ऑल ऑन द बिहाफ ऑफ वन. ओके, इफ आई एम इनटू द पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म, it is not necessary कि पूरे के पूरे पार्टनर्स हमेशा प्रेजेंट रहें. I can be the one who is presenting you that particular form, या फिर सब मिलकर मुझे प्रेजेंट कर रही हूँ. That could be the possibilities. So this is a partnership. Now next one is joint Hindu family. Okay, we all have read about joint Hindu family since 11th class. ये joint Hindu family होती क्या है, right? हम सबको पता है कि एक फैमिली जिसमें काफी सारा फैमिली बिजनेस होता है एंड कोई एक कंट्रोल करता है, दैट इज रियलिटी जॉइंट हिंदू फैमिली, और आई शुड से हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली. जॉइंट हिंदू फैमिली का सबसे बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट है हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली, राइट? ये किसी लॉ से नहीं आया, लॉ तो इसको बाद में लेकर आया, बट हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली का कॉन्सेप्ट स्टेटस से. Hindu undivided family comes into existence not through a law, right? Not through the law, not through the contract, but through the status, right? We all have the picture of Hindu undivided family into our mind कि जहाँ पे दो चार फैमिली एक साथ रहती हो, जॉइंट फैमिली रहती हो और उसको कोई एक पर्सन कंट्रोल करता हो. दैट एक पर्सन विल बी कॉल्ड एज कर्ता. एवरीथिंग रिलेटेड टू कर्ता ओनली. कर्ता इज समथिंग, कर्ता इज समथिंग, कर्ता इज एवरीथिंग, राइट? बट हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली के कुछ बेनिफिट्स भी हैं. Control and management by Karta is a good thing. You will become that member of that particular family since by birth. If any family is registered as HUF, Hindu Undivided Family, you will become the part of that family by the birth. If any one of you is the part of some joint Hindu family, you will become the part of HUF. You had already become the part of HUF. Yeah, you had already become the part of HUF by the birth, right? And this continues with the family chain. Great grandfather, grandfather, फादर, सन, उसके बाद दिस कंटिन्यूज द हिंदू जॉइंट फैमिली, और फिर इनके विंग्स जो फैमिली के होते हैं. सो दिस इज द जॉइंट हिंदू फैमिली कॉन्सेप्ट, राइट? In simply, it is very small concept, not having so many concepts inside into it, just like partnership and other things. The joint Hindu family is very simple thing. When a joint family, the joint Hindu family, Hindu undivided family, whatever you want to say, controls a business with the name of karta, a person who is will be the karta, that is the one person who owns that particular family, who controls, not owns, who controls that particular family or business, right? Now, above three were the part of just registration and all is are not so mandatory thing, but the two parts, joint stock company and cooperative societies, they have some legal boundaries with their names also. Yes, they have some legal boundaries with name. I mean, just consider now how many sole proprietorship you had seen Joe registered. Like, just take a round into your colony, you will be finding so many kirana stores, so many mother dairy stores. They all are the sole proprietorship. It is not mandatory to get them registered, neither to the partnership. So what we are going to discuss, these three were the some lenient wala part, and now we are going to discuss joint stock company and cooperative societies, jahan pe legal formalities come compile. Somehow they both, joint stock company and cooperative society, are both the same thing, lagbhag, right? So first we are going to discuss cooperative societies. Cooperative societies are nothing but the association of person. When we are talking about person, a person could be in terms of law, a person could be an individual, a person could be a company, a person could be anything. Again saying, a person could be an individual like me, you, him, whosoever wants to. A person could be group of companies. If I'm talking about Reliance is also a person. Tata is also a person. The person can be anyone. So the definition which we use for the joint for cooperative societies is association of persons. Association of persons who usually come together, who usually come together for a common purpose. For a common purpose. Association of person who usually come together, yeah, form their cooperative societies with one motive, that could be anything, actually anything. It could be like helping the society, it could be like forming up a union, kuch bhi ho sakta hai. That is the cooperative societies. And cooperative societies ke the best examples are the committees which got generally formed in the छोटे छोटे एरिया में फैमिली में कमिटीज खुल जाती हैं. दैट इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज, जहाँ पे यू इन्वॉल्व सो मैनी पीपल, so you get compiled with some responsibilities and some laws also. And that motive could be economic, social, whatever the thing, that motive could be anything. Now with this, next point is public sector enterprise. See, the name suggests itself, public sector enterprise, and the line written is owned and managed by government. Owned and managed by government. Simple. Take the example, boss. IRCTC. IRCTC means Indian Railways is the public sector enterprise which is owned and managed by the government. When we talk about these two things, so generally these are the points. First one is owned and managed by the government. Second, we generally call them with departmental undertakings, public corporations or government companies. Steel, defense, coal, railways, petroleum, these are the basic concepts, right? Sorry for that spelling of the railways. Try to understand what I'm trying to explain, that public sector enterprise, जहाँ पे भी public जुड़ जाती है, जहाँ पर भी public जुड़ जाती है, that is public sector enterprise. Public, whether it's the stakeholder. Okay, now since I have talked about stakeholder, तो थोड़ा सा मैं elaborate कर देता हूँ. See, when we talk about stakeholder and generally we talk about shareholders, so they both are the different things. Mark my words, what I'm trying to say, explain. Every shareholder is the stakeholder. Every shareholder is the stakeholder, but every stakeholder is not the shareholder. Listen to me very carefully. Again, every shareholder is the stakeholder, but every stakeholder is not necessarily should be the shareholder. कहीं ना कहीं stakeholder एक umbrella term हो गई, and into that umbrella term there is a one wing which is called as shareholder. तो बाकी भी तो होंगे. दोबारा देखो, ये हो गया umbrella term which is stakeholder. उस stakeholder में से ये निकल गया एक shareholder. बाकी भी तो बचे. Who are they? किसी भी इंसान को, किसी भी कंपनी को, बेसिकली पर्टिकुलरली कोई भी, अगर आपकी कंपनी से उसका रिलेशन है, दैट particular person, that particular individual could be termed as stakeholder. Even employees are your stakeholder. Okay, listen to me carefully. Stakeholder are basically those जिसका रिलेशन आपकी कंपनी से डायरेक्टली एंड डायरेक्टली हो, दैट्स इट, और उसमें सब आ जाते हैं, सब कुछ आ जाता है. Consider this: shareholder, got it; employees, got it; management, got it; even government is your stakeholder; even your customers are your stakeholder. So stakeholder is a broader concept, and that shareholder is the narrow concept. Stakeholder is the umbrella thing, उसमें से एक विंग निकल जाएगा, that will be your shareholder. Creditors हो सकते हैं, debtors हो सकते हैं, employees हो सकते हैं, you can have the, you know, customers, whatsoever you want to. The stakeholder is the umbrella concept, and shareholder is just the part. Other parts are creditors, right? Government, public, even customers are your stakeholder. Got it? So generally when we talk about public companies, public sector companies, which is a public sector enterprise, these, the steel, defense, coal, railways, petroleum, are recently या फिर currently owned by the government and controlled by the government completely. Okay, defense sector, let's take about the example of defense sector. Defense sector is something जिसमें पिछले कुछ सालों में developments हुई हैं, and we are inviting the foreign investment, but somehow government literally wants to control the system अभी भी. And when we talk about owned and managed, railways are the best example. अभी तक रेलवे को कौन कंट्रोल करता है? गवर्नमेंट. कौन ओन करता है? गवर्नमेंट. Whether it's profit and loss doesn't matter, but railway is controlled and owned by the government. You can find thousands of examples. BSNL, right? Railways, right? ONGC, petrol. These all are the controlled enterprises by the government, and that we call as public sector enterprise. Okay. Now the third one, जहां पे अभी आप लोगों ने सोचा होगा कि स्टील एंड पेट्रोल में तो समहाउ रिलायंस भी दिखता है, हमें टाटा भी दिखता है, नॉट टाटा नॉट इन पेट्रोल बट स्टील में तो दिखता है, कोल में दिखता है. सो ये कौन से फॉर्म्स हो गए? दीज आर द कंपनीज विच फॉर्म द जॉइंट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइज. These are the companies which generally form joint sector enterprise. So now when we talk about joint sector enterprise, they are just combined, that's it. Read it very carefully, everything will get crystal clear. Joint sector enterprise are those which are jointly run matlab owned and operated by individual or a group of individual and the state. By individual it could be a particular person, it could be a particular company or group of individuals, यानी कि companies को जोड़ के, and the state मतलब गवर्नमेंट, यानी कि जहां पे गवर्नमेंट और प्राइवेट दोनों मिलकर काम करते हैं. बेसिकली पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस एंड प्राइवेट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइज बोथ वर्क कंबाइंडली, दैट इज जॉइंट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस. ओके, एंड इनका बेनिफिट है, सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट ये है, रीड दैट द पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. सच वेंचर्स आर यूजफुल एज दे ब्रिंग इन मोर कैपिटल, ज्यादा पैसा आता है. देयर इज बेटर पूलिंग ऑफ रिसोर्सेज को अच्छे से यूज कर पाते हैं, एंड बेटर मैनेजमेंट. वी ऑल नो BSNL कहां पे स्टैंड करता है आज, MTNL कहां पे स्टैंड करता है. I personally live in Delhi. This college, Kasturiram College of Higher Education, is in Delhi. मेरे घर पे TPDDL से पहले NDPL होता था. We all know कि what were the conditions, and we all know what are the conditions today, right? दोनों मिलकर काम करते हैं, that is joint sector enterprise. We cannot say TPDDL as a public sector, we cannot say TPDDL as a private sector, we would say joint sector enterprise, जहाँ पे प्रॉफिट भी होता है, मैनेजमेंट भी अच्छा होता है और सोशल वेलफेयर भी देखा जाता है. क्योंकि जो पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस होते हैं, जो पब्लिक सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस होते हैं, दे हैव द कॉमन गोल ऑफ सोशल वेलफेयर, दैट्स इट. दे आर एंटायरली फोकस्ड ऑन सोशल वेलफेयर, चाहे प्रॉफिट हो चाहे लॉस हो. But when we talk about private sector enterprises, they are focused on profits. और कभी कभी प्राइवेट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस प्रॉफिट्स के चक्कर में अपनी लाइंस क्रॉस कर देते हैं, राइट? सो दे आर द जॉइंट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइज, दोज हु विल वर्क टुगेदर, प्राइवेट एंड पब्लिक कंबाइनली, दैट्स इट, राइट? नाउ rationale of joint sector enterprise, basically what would be the benefit? सबसे पहला एंड सबसे अच्छा बेनिफिट तो आई टोल्ड यू, एंड थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करने के बाद, इफेक्टिव ब्लेंड ऑफ प्राइवेट एंड पब्लिक सेक्टर. इफेक्टिव ब्लेंड मींस मिक्सचर. सो प्राइवेट एंड सेक्टर को प्रॉपर्ली कंबाइन करके काम किया जाता है, कंबाइंस द फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द पब्लिक सेक्टर विद द मैनेजमेंट एबिलिटी ऑफ द प्राइवेट सेक्टर. ओके, Let's suppose I have some idea which is going to change the humanity. They are going to bring up some changes जो humanity के लिए बहुत जरूरी है, but I don't have money. गवर्नमेंट को अगर मैं आइडिया देने जाऊंगा कि ओके यू कैन डू दिस दे व्हाट दे विल सजेस्ट ओके डू वन थिंग, वी आर गिविंग यू द मनी, वी आर इंजेक्टिंग मनी इनटू योर आइडिया, just manage it efficiently. You will be owning some percent, we will be owning some percent, right? Let's suppose उन्होंने बोला कि ठीक है 51% करते हैं, 51% हम तो पैसा इन्फ्यूज करेंगे और आपके पास राइट्स होंगे 51%, दो राइट कंप्लीट उनके पास लेकिन इन्फ्लुएंस तो इनका भी होगा, या फिर इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे 50-50% कर लेते हैं, पैसा सारा हमारा, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी सारी आपकी, राइट सारे आपके, प्रॉफिट बांट लेंगे बराबर। एग्रीमेंट कुड बी एनीथिंग, एग्रीमेंट कुड बी एनीथिंग, बट ज्वाइंट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइज का एक बहुत बड़ा बेनिफिट होता है, दैट इज कंबाइंस द फाइनेंशियल स्टेट ऑफ द स्टेट, स्टेट मींस पब्लिक एंटरप्राइजेस, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट पब्लिक एंटरप्राइजेस आर द सेम थिंग, मींस गवर्नमेंट के पास जो पैसा है उसको यूज किया जाएगा एंड मैनेजमेंट रखा जाएगा प्राइवेट सेक्टर एंटरप्राइजेस का, दे बोथ विल बी द बेस्ट परफेक्ट एग्जांपल, राइट? Second one is concentration of economic power. Read it. The dominance of economic power is reduced in the hands of private entrepreneurs. See, private entrepreneurs के हाथ में अगर पूरा कंट्रोल दे दोगे, let's suppose entire control is in private entrepreneurs. Before that, let me tell you a very point, and you have to agree on this point, कि private players are necessary for any economy to grow. किसी भी इकोनॉमी के लिए प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स, प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, प्राइवेट कंपनीज आर नेसेसरी, बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट हैज नॉट दैट कैपेसिटी जहां पे वो सबको एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे सके, सबके लिए सोच सके, सब कुछ एक साथ कर सके, दे डोंट हैव दैट मच कैपेसिटी. सो व्हाट दे डू, दे इनवाइट प्राइवेट पीपल इनटू द मार्केट, एंड जैसे ही दे इनवाइट प्राइवेट पीपल इनटू द मार्केट, अब उनको सिर्फ प्रॉफिट दिखता है, तो सोशल वेलफेयर कैसे होगा, इकोनॉमिक पावर की ग्रोथ कैसे होगी, इकोनॉमी को चले तो कुछ इन द हैंड्स ऑफ अ फ्यू पीपल, दैट विल बी ग्रोथ, but what will the society, what will the stakeholder think? Public sector enterprises and joint sector enterprises thinks about stakeholders, whereas private sector generally thinks about only private people, shareholders. Mark my words, public sector enterprises and joint sector enterprises thinking, yeah, they consider stakeholder as a whole as their beneficiary. But when we talk about private sector, they generally think about only a few people who actually are their particular thing. और very on, मतलब बहुत कम ऐसे private sector enterprises मिलेंगे जो actually stakeholders के बारे में सोचते हैं. क्योंकि that brings up some kind of, some kind of little थोड़ा सा loss, but that brings up the brand value that is necessary also. That's a different particular point. We are not going to invest our time into that particular thing. I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubt, yeah, you want me to discuss anything on your point, yeah, if I am wrong somewhere, you think that it could be addition, yeah, it could be the edgeful, you can mail me. Second point is intellectual property law. Intellectual property law is like very important point when we talk about, because if you are not aware with laws, somewhere you will be like drowning somewhere into the middle of the ocean. So when we talk about intellectual property law, it is generally intellectual property generally written as IP, IPR, intellectual property rights, IPL, intellectual property laws. So intellectual property law के बारे में, intellectual property को discuss करने से पहले I will be telling you one thing, that is TRIP. TRIP, must go through this. This is a little bit homework for you people. Just go for this particular thing, TRIP, right? You will be understanding why this is important. TRIP is somehow related with World Trade Organization. TRIP is an agreement from World Trade Organization which allows the member nations intellectual property ke protection and all this. Just go through with it. That will be an edge, though it's not in your syllabus. That's why I'm not going to discuss it here. But if you want a deep knowledge into the intellectual property thing, you have to go through some proper concept. And the first one is TRIP, TRIP, deep knowledge. That is not the part of syllabus though. Okay. So intellectual property law, when we used to, what is the first of all, we have to understand what is intellectual property. Intellectual property means जहां पर भी आपका इंटेलेक्ट काम होता है. Let's suppose you are writing a book. Let's suppose you are inventing some chemical. Let's suppose you have designed a logo. Let's suppose you are mixing up some dishes. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? यहाँ पे you are getting used by your mind through your intellect to that particular project. By your mind through your intellect to that particular project. That is intellectual property. And people need, not only people, government need to protect the intellectual people into their society, because intellectual people are those who brings up the creativity, right? So intellectual property को generally अगर बहुत layman's में समझाऊं, that is if you are writing a book, if you are composing a song, if you are inventing some chemical, intellectual property will be the shield you needed to protect your idea, right? When we talk about intellectual property, these are the importance why we need intellectual property. The first one, encourage and safeguard innovation. Let's suppose I'm writing a book. I want to be a national bestseller. I want to just write so many books so that it can get adapted into movies, और आगे चल के I will be directing movies. एंड आई वांट कि मैं एक ऐसी मूवी डायरेक्ट करूं जो कि इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करे फॉरेन, मतलब कांस फिल्म फेस्टिवल इन सब में जाके. बट इनिशियल स्टेज पे अगर कुछ इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी के साथ कोई इशू हो जाता है, व्हाट विल बी द नेक्स्ट स्टेप? पीपल विल ड्रॉप द आइडिया. दे विल से हाँ करना ही नहीं है. सो द फर्स्ट वन इज एनकरेजमेंट एंड सेफगार्ड इनोवेशंस, राइट? Innovations or say encouragement are two parallel things. If you are not encouraging your people, they will lose their innovations. You have to encourage, and this intellectual property rights encourage them while saying just do your work, we will protect you. कोई भी मूवी दोबारा नहीं बनाई जा सकती विदाउट आपसे परमिशन लिए. Why? Because the intellectual property plays a role, right? कोई बुक दोबारा नहीं लिखी जा सकती विदाउट आपसे परमिशन लिए. Second point is encouraging the creation of public pool of data, right? Basically both are the same point. Third one, act as a strategic tool for planning R&D activities. R&D means research and development. If you are just bottling up your thoughts, you will not be able to do research and development into anything. If I am happy with वो डब्बे वाला फोन, that छोटा सा फोन होता था, तो if I'm happy with that thing, I'm happy, very good. Nothing. What will be the need, what will be the benefit of bringing up that smartphone? And today smartphone क्या कर रहा है? They are driving the world. So if you are not protecting the research and development thing, you are not protecting the ideas, you are not protecting the R&D activities of any particular company, they are not going to invest into their money, right? R&D को भी focus करने के लिए, R&D को भी मतलब inject करने के लिए IPRs are necessary. And the last one is accelerate the development. Of course, if you are innovative, you will develop. आज नहीं तो कल you will be the successful. If you have some innovation into your particular point. अच्छा, innovation का मतलब सिर्फ ये नहीं होता कुछ नया लेकर आओ ना, लेकिन कहीं जहां भी आप कुछ एक गैप फिल कर रहे हो वो नया होना चाहिए. ओके, आई एम टेलिंग यू अगेन, अमेजोन को भी ऑल कंसिडर कि अमेजोन सामान बेचता है, अमेजोन ये करता है, गलत. अमेजोन सामान नहीं बेचता. अमेजोन इज द लॉजिस्टिक कंपनी. सामान तो कोई और बेच रहा है, अमेजोन बस एक गैप फुलफिल कर रहा है कि वहां से लेकर आपके घर तक पहुंचाने का. दैट्स इट. अमेजोन सामान, अब तो चलो उनके कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स हो गए, दे आर सेलिंग इट, बट ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म दे डोंट सेल, दे जस्ट एक्ट एज द इंटरमीडिएट, as the one who will fill the gap of logistic. Okay, so these are the important. When we talk about that IPRs, intellectual property rights and intellectual property law, what are these? So basically four, but you have these in front of you. So what you have to go, these are, if okay, this is something, if you want to expand your knowledge you can read whatever you want to, but according to your syllabus part, patents, trademark, copyright, these are the main thing. And the last one is trade secrets, right? Since we are going to discuss it very deeply in the next particular session, but thoda bahut brief I'm going to give you about everything. What are the patents? Patents are generally a set of rights, यानी कि एक set of rights होता है जो generally हम inventor को देते हैं. If you have invented something, if I have invented something, I will be awarded the patent right by the government on the condition that I will disclose that idea to them, ताकि कोई और उसको use ना कर सके. Yes, disclosure is necessary. It won't be कि you will be saying कि okay मैंने प्लास्टिक का ये बना दिया, but if you are not going to discuss that particular thing with the government or with anyone, they are not going to allow you the patent. I mean, tell me, who is going to protect you from any theft, protect your right? Government. So you have to disclose your idea, but you will be having the right to use it to monetize it. Let's suppose a country wants कि उसको nuclear weapons चाहिए. What will be the thing? They need to develop the idea how to build up the nuclear bombs. So once they will bring up the idea, एक scientist ने research कर लिया, बना लिया, they will be going to the government, they will be saying, he will be saying कि okay, my team had worked on this and we are ready with this, we can help you. They will be awarding them with patent, only you will be the one, and जो भी होगा, but they have to disclose the idea. Set of rights given to the inventor after they disclose the idea, so that they can use, I mean मतलब inventor can use and monetize that particular idea according to them, right? So the Patent Acts 1970 and the Patents Rule 2003 is basically, and later on they got amended means कुछ laws में change किए गए. Amend का मतलब क्या होता है, there is some changes in law, जैसे GST बहुत पहले आया था, but अब हर किसी महीने में कुछ ना कुछ law change हो जाता है, that is amendment, and amendment are necessary according to the need of the society, हमेशा बदली जाती है चीजें. So the Patents Act 1970 and the Patents Rule 2003 were the basic concept, the basic pillars of the Patents Act according to the India, right? So पेटेंट समझ में आ गया. जब आपको कोई चीज, कोई राइट, सेट ऑफ राइट्स दी जाती है फॉर योर इनोवेशन आफ्टर डिस्क्लोजिंग द आइडिया, सो दैट यू कैन यूज दैट पर्टिकुलर आइडिया इनटू द मार्केट टू मोनेटाइज इट, राइट? सेकंड वन आई टॉट अबाउट ट्रेडमार्क. ट्रेडमार्क का वेरी सिंपल थिंग, पहले हम इसका पढ़ लेते हैं कि कौन कौन से लॉज इनको प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं. ट्रेड एंड मर्केंटाइज मार्क्स एक्ट 1958. A new Trademarks Act 1999 has been enacted superseding the earlier Trade and Mercantile Act, मतलब पुराने वाले को, और आज के टाइम पे जो we use that is Trademark Rules 2002 and a new Trademark Act 1999. ये दो हम यूज करते हैं. But first of all, ट्रेडमार्क है क्या? We all know कि एक फोन है जिसके पीछे एक फ्रूट है, फ्रूट का एक स्लाइस कटा हुआ है, और वो लोगो बहुत फेमस है. Yes, I'm talking about iPhones. Apple. How you recognize that particular company? मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला, मैंने एप्पल तो यूज ही नहीं किया. मैंने क्या बोला, एक फोन है जिसके पीछे एक फ्रूट है, फ्रूट का एक स्लाइस कटा हुआ है, एंड वी आर यूजिंग दैट लोगो, मतलब एज ए सिंबल, एप्पल. एंड एप्पल इज द बेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ ट्रेडमार्क. कहीं पे भी अगर एप्पल एक स्लाइस कटा हुआ दिख जाएगा तो दैट विल बी एप्पल मोबाइल, लैपटॉप, मैक जिनको बोलते हैं. तो दिस इज ट्रेडमार्क. उस लोगो से वो पूरी की पूरी कंपनी रिप्रेजेंट हो जाती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल पेप्सी, पेप्सी का लोगो कहीं पे भी होगा तो यू विल बी रिकॉग्नाइजिंग कि पेप्सी इज द प्रोडक्ट. पेप्सी के ही बारे में कुछ बातें हो रही हैं यहाँ पे. सो दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स. ओके, नाउ with that trademark thing, now next come to the copyright. Copyright is the basically literature work, art work, some piece of literature कहीं ना कहीं involved होते हैं, जैसे या फिर some piece of artwork. You direct a movie, you will get the copyright of that movie. You write a movie, you will get the copyright of the movie. You write a book, you you provide lyrics to a song. These are a form of the copyright. And if I have to tell the exact thing, recording of sound will be considered as copyright. Cinematic films, writing the books, providing lyrics to the music, these all are the copyright forms. And if you are not see, stories, movies and songs are the reflection of society. They give power to the society, they actually gives. Okay, you have to protect them, copyright them. एंड कॉपीराइट एक्ट 1957, बाद में इसको देखो कितनी बार अमेंड किया गया है. 83, 84, 1982, 1984, 1999 एंड 1958 जो दूसरे रूल्स हैं. सो दीज आर पॉइंट ऑफ इट, right? So copyright itself is a big thing. I'm just telling it, okay, these are the laws. So you have to aware with patent, you have to aware with trademark, you have to aware with copyrights, and the last one is trade secrets. Best example I will give you. We all love burgers. We all love burger. कभी ना कभी तो खाया ही होगा. मैकडी के पास, मैकडोनल्ड के पास भी बर्गर होते हैं, बर्गर किंग के पास भी बर्गर होते हैं, विंडीज के पास भी बर्गर होते हैं, एंड बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स हैं जिनके पास बर्गर्स होते हैं. डज एवरी बर्गर टेस्ट द सेम? क्या हर बर्गर सेम टेस्ट करता है? यू हैव द आंसर, नो. हम एक परसेप्शन बना लेते हैं कि मैकडी के बर्गर में सॉफ्टनेस थोड़ी ज्यादा होती है, बर्गर किंग के बर्गर में क्रंचीनेस थोड़ी ज्यादा होती है, ऐसे करके हम बना लेते हैं, लेकिन हर बर्गर सेम टेस्ट नहीं करता. एंड जब हर बर्गर सेम टेस्ट नहीं करता तो हर बर्गर के इंग्रेडिएंट सेम नहीं होंगे. देयर इज द गैप विच इज फिल्ड बाय ट्रेड सीक्रेट्स. ट्रेड सीक्रेट्स और भी बहुत सारे हैं, बट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रेड सीक्रेट्स. ट्रेड सीक्रेट्स आर बेसिकली प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ योर राइट्स, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ योर सीक्रेट्स जो आप इंग्रेडिएंट यूज करते हो. एक सीक्रेट जो आपका ही होना चाहिए सर. जो इंग्रेडिएंट मकालू टिक्की जो बर्गर है उसका होगा, वो इंग्रेडिएंट उन्होंने ट्रेड सीक्रेट करा रखे होंगे कि ये सिर्फ हम यूज कर सकते हैं। ओके, गॉट इट? ट्रेड सीक्रेट्स क्या होते हैं और अच्छे समझना है तो कोका कोला का जो ब्लैक ड्रिंक है, पेप्सी की जो ब्लैक ड्रिंक है, बोथ आर सेम। एक ग्लास में रख दोगे तो फर्क नहीं पता पाओगे कि पेप्सी है ये कोका कोला है, लेकिन व्हेन यू विल ड्रिंक इट देयर इज अ स्लाइट डिफरेंस इनटू दैट बोथ प्रोडक्ट। तो जो स्लाइट डिफरेंस है वो जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द ट्रेड सीक्रेट्स। कोका कोला का अपना सीक्रेट है, पेप्सी का अपना सीक्रेट है, राइट? With this, guys, I am signing off from this session. It was really nice to be with you people. I hope you will be having the same energy and same level of expectations from next session. Thank you so much. Bye bye. And if you haven't subscribed this channel, please subscribe it so that you will get all the important concepts into your hands at the smartphone.